Hey, what is going on, Fools of YouTube? You got AJayPay. I'm bringing you a Pokemon Showdown match this time. I'm not going to do a live because I've done 3 in a row this for the past weekend. So, I'm going to finally do a Showdown match. And let me kind of tell you a backstory of like Showdown. So, on Showdown, I do two things. I either A, play with this UU team and try to ladder, or B, I play my ridiculous OU team and just have fun. And I feel like since I've been trying to ladder and you so much and been trying so hard, it's sucked out my competitiveness in every other tier. Like OU, I don't like playing competitive right now. I just like using silly teams and trying to see how good they can be. Like I don't even try to make predictions. I just like sometimes I just use the team for the sole purpose of using Rick Ross's sweep. Like I could potentially win a game by not using the sweep and doing something else, but I still go for the sweep anyways and lose. But with this not OU team, with this UU team, I just been trying to ladder and actually play really hard and actually try to win. I got a pretty close one here back when I was in the 1600s. Right now I'm in the 1700s, so that's pretty good. But I haven't had time to try to get up to the 1800s and the top 100 yet. However, to explain the team a bit again, basically this team is to set up as much hazards as it can, and then have everything else weaken them. I have two core walls with Scrafty and Drudgegon. Scrafty special defensive. Drudgegon is defensive with Stealth Rocks and Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet. And then I just sweep and pick off the rest of the people's pokes teams with a Choice Banded Crobat, because Crobat basically outspeeds everything barring anything that's Scarfed. But other than that, I also have two spin blockers there, so that's perfect. And Roserade is there for offensive purposes. And yeah, I'm just going to start the battle because this one's actually a pretty good close one. So I lead off with my Scrafty. I'm on the other side for some reason. He leads off with Mew. I'm thinking he's a defensive set with Stealth Rocks, so I'm just immediately going to go for the bulk up because I'm pretty sure he's going to try to set up Stealth Rocks, but he does switch into Scrafty instead. It goes for the Scald and gets the burn for his turn. I honestly do not care because I have the Shed Skin ability, which activates right now. And no one, like, I've noticed that not a lot of people are ever prepared for a Shed Skin Scrafty. But I haven't seen Roar yet, so I'm pretty sure he didn't have Roar, so I went for another bulk up, but it turns out he did, so that's pretty stupid of me. I go for a Sleep Powder on his switch, and as he roared me into Roserade, but I missed, and then Mew threatens me out, so I go into Scrafty. I get taunted. I was predicting the Psychic move, but I'm able to go for a Crunch, and he sets up his Stealth Rocks, which is kind of a bit of a problem because I don't have a Rabbit Spinner, because Frostlass is mainly there to block the Stealth Rockers with Taunt. But I predicted him to double switch into Suicune, so I win his Roserade, but that didn't happen. So I switch out to Drudgegon to take any physical hit from the Flygon, and it gets hurt from the Rough Skin and the Rocky Helm damage, which is pretty good. As I set up my Stealth Rocks as he's switching to Abomasnow to get the hail up, which is actually going to help me in this game. As he does set up the Leaf Seed on my switch, I don't honestly really care for this Leaf Seed because I can just all heal it off with the rest and then switch out. So I'm just going to go for a bulk up. I just got to be a bit careful because nothing on his team can really take me out when I'm at this amount of range except for the Flygon, but he switches out to Suicune, so I'm assuming at this point this Suicune is either going to try to burn me or roar me, so at this point I'm just going to stay in, but if I'm at a weak amount of health, I'm just going to go for the rest and then switch out at some point in time. But he gets another burn with his Scald, so he's like 2 for 2 for Scald burns, which is really, really weird and lucky, but that's fine because that's what Scald's for, just to burn people. But I go for the rest this turn because I'm thinking I'm at a low amount of health, so I'm going to switch into Rain of Forest Jr. Yeah. Make it rain roses to take the Scald. And Roserade takes it pretty well. I wanted to go for Sludge Bomb here. I clicked Leaf Storm first, but then I canceled and clicked Sludge Bomb, but for some reason it went for Leaf Storm. So this Abomasnow should be dead right now, but unfortunately it's not. So Ray just kind of failed there and did not win the Tower of Pimps. And he also failed there because I totally forgot that Abomasnows could carry Ice Shards when I could have really used Ray Navarro Jr., the Roserade, for later, but unfortunately I gotta find another way to win now. I go for the Shadow Ball. I didn't really want to predict Cryogonal switching in because Hidden Power Fire fighting wouldn't do that much anyways to the Cryogonal, considering it's always special defensive. So I switch out to my Scrafty to take the special defensive hit if he wants to go for one, but he just goes for the cover. That's completely fine. As now the Shed Skin activated, I'm awake as he switches to Suicune. I just go for the Drain Punch just for the heck of it, just in case if she wanted to over predict and go for a Rapid Spin or go for the attacking move or something of the sort. But I'm just kind of waiting for the Suicune to like roar me or burn me, as she unfortunately roars me out to my Crobat, and then I make a stupid play here thinking I could possibly take this thing out or take it down to the point where Hail's going to take it out, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. She scalds me and she scores a third burn. She's 3 for 3 for Scald burns, which is ridiculously lucky, but that's what it's there for, so I can't really complain about it, as I had to stay in, because if I switch this Crobat out, it's going to die from Stealth Rocks later. I might as well get damage on something. And I get a hell of a lot of damage on Mew, so that's pretty cool and all, since that's defensive. But I definitely do not want this thing soft boiling. But I go for a Bulk Up for some reason. Okay, I'm contradicting my own thoughts right now. This battle was like a week ago, so I guess I don't remember too much of it. But she makes a good play here and goes for the Will-O-Wisp, because now my attack is cut. Even though I do have the Shed Skin, I have to rely on Shed Skin to happen, but unfortunately it doesn't. So she's free to switch into something, but she's switching into Suicune for some reason, forgetting the fact that it's going to die for rocks. So down goes that thing. Now I was thinking here, she's going to go for Destiny Bond, because that's what mine has. But she goes for a sub, which is very unusual for a Froslass to have, but then again, it is in the hail, so I'm assuming this is like an offensive spiker. As I taunt her, so that way she can no longer sub and no longer set up spikes, because that's going to be problematic for me, especially for my Scrafty. As she does go for a Blizzard, I was thinking I might win the Speed Tie, Destiny Bond, and then she'd take me out of Shadow Ball, but surprisingly she doesn't do that. As I'm going to set up my spikes, considering I'm thinking she doesn't have an attacking move anymore because I disabled her Blizzard, and I'm able to knock the Bomb Slam out with the Ice Beam. Surprisingly enough, it didn't go for the Ice Shards. But this Flygon does outspeed me, so it is Scarf, and it's locked into Fire Punch. I was thinking to go for the Bulk Up here because I was thinking I could take a Fire Punch Whirl, but luckily I go for the rest here. If I had went for that Bulk Up, then that crit would have screwed me over. But the fact that I went for the rest, the crit doesn't really matter to me. So that was a really good play. Otherwise, I actually would have lost this match if I lose to Scrafty. Because Scrafty and Miss Magius are my most two important pokes now to take out this team, especially Scrafty. As I do predict her to switch out to her Froslass, because I know she's locked to the Fire Punch, and she thought I was going to go for the fighting move, but nope, I knock it out. And since I'm at full health, I know I can live one Outrage, and then Drain Punch to the point where I can live another Outrage if need be, which actually happens. And then I'm just going to switch out to Mr. Scales the Drudgegon just to die as death fodder, and also for the Flygon to take itself out from the rough skin. And then she only has one Pokelep, which is the Cryogonal. I switch into my Miss Magius because I was thinking Scrafty might die from a Blizzard from this thing after it takes Stealth Rocks and Spikes damage from the range of health it's at right now. So I wasn't too sure, so I was hoping Gruntilda would be able to take this thing out, but I should have went for the Nasty Plot first turn knowing that I could survive. Because now she's going to recover and predict my Nasty Plot right here, because I thought she'd recover again just to get the full, but she just takes me out immediately with a Blizzard. But now it's the moment of truth. I'm hoping Scrafty can live a Blizzard after the spikes and Stealth Rocks damage, but since I am specially defensive and careful natured, I'm able to live it and knock her out with a Drain Punch since she is more of a special defensive one most likely. And it's going to be a narrow 1-0 victory on my part. And she actually lost 68 points here, as you saw here. And I only gained 6 for some reason, which is really weird. But yeah, regardless, still a very good game. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. It's more of my competitive ones. I'm probably going to have more battles with my Togekiss team in OU later. I'm hoping to get a good Wi-Fi one as well when I get the time. I tried to, but I got ridiculously hacked, surprise enough. Like, Togekiss just kept on missing. My Jirachi actually got frozen on an Ice Beam when I called it, and I really needed Jirachi in that one game, and I just, like, completely lost because I needed Jirachi, so it wasn't that entertaining of a match, but I'm hoping to get one entertaining one even if I do lose. So just look forward to that, guys, and that about does it for me. So like if you like, comment if you like, and subscribe if you like, and I'll see you fools later.